beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I am so happy to see you today. You might notice things look a little bit different today. I am trying out something new, and one of the things that is going to be a difficult adjustment if I do keep it like this, which I think I might, I'm liking it, is that my camera that I look at to look at you is actually on the other side than I'm used to. This is flipped. So bear with me if I am not looking at the right spot sometimes. That is why. But I am working on getting the craft room situated. I just had a blue candy, if you're wondering why my tongue is blue. But I am working on the craft room a little bit, and I'm thinking I might move things around a little bit. I might change things a little bit. I don't know. I'm like changing it up a bit. But I have something cool to show you guys today. I've got my first FO, or finished object, for March, which is, weirdly enough, Easter month. I don't know if you guys realize that, but Easter is on March 31st this month. It's always weird to me when Easter ends up falling in March, because like in my mind, Easter is in April. Like April is Easter in my mind. Like I just think of April and I think of, you know, pastels and Easter eggs and, you know, April showers bring May flowers and stuff. Like that's just like the image board in my mind of what April is. So it's really weird. I'm like, why is Easter and St. Patrick's Day? But anyways, guys, I went ahead and I made my first Easter make, and I think it is so cute. You guys ready to see this? I love it. So I look at all this room I have with the way I have the camera set up. You guys can like really get a good look at that. That is so nice. Okay. So this is an Easter bunny, or a bunny. The reason I ended up thinking Easter was because of the pastels. So believe it or not, this came to be because I had this yarn sitting on my desk, and this yarn, the white, which is actually like flecked with like a tweed fleck, like a pastel tweed. If you guys saw this gnome video that I just put up recently, I won't show it again on this video, but if you didn't see it and you want to see it, it's a little risque gnome with a secret, and I'll leave it at that. Anyway, I had that yarn on my desk, and it was not from this particular gnome, but the white beard part of it was, and I was like this is retro stripe. There's a cat here. Okay, this is Red Heart Super Saver retro stripe that I used for the body. And I had the skein that I was using that was almost completely empty. Like it was literally just like, I had been doing a center pull, so it was super, super floppy. I knew if I put it back in my stash like that, it was going to tangle. So I was like, I could ball it up or I could use it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to look for a pattern, in my pattern folder on my computer, cause it was sitting out in my computer. I was like, I'm going to look for a pattern that is small and works up pretty quick to use this yarn on. That'll be cute. Well, I ended up actually getting out a second skein of the retro stripe because I did thankfully have more, because I did not pick as small of a pattern as I originally intended. But this is Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After, or Cassandra. I always want to say Cassandra. I'm so sorry about that. Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After's Buddy Bunny pattern. You guys will definitely, if you've been around for a little bit, recognize Buddy, because I have made several Buddy Bears from her Buddy Bear pattern, or her Buddy Bear 2.0 pattern, but I had not made a Buddy Bunny yet, and Buddy Bear popped into my head while I was going through there. I was like, ooh, I could make a Buddy Bear. I love making a Buddy Bear. It's kind of a comfort pattern for me. I don't know if you guys have like those patterns that you just sort of like, you think about making another one randomly. It's like, I don't know, it's just like a comfy, easy pattern, like that I just like kind of, if I just feel like making something but I don't really know what, I think of that pattern. Anyway, but I was like, I haven't made the bunny version. So I was like, okay, you know what? With it being Easter this month, I'm gonna make the bunny version. So obviously, I made some modifications to it, because it wouldn't be Nova Gnome Creations if I didn't modify every pattern. I'm really bad for that, but I really enjoy doing that, and I feel like that's like what makes it mine, like my creation, you know, is like doing weird stuff with it. So I did modify it, but I totally give hats off to Cassandra for this. You guys should check her out. I will link her and her pattern, everything in the description box of this video, so you can check her out really easy. But basically this is her pattern, but I made some modifications. I did do some color changes so that it looks like the bunny is wearing a sweater. And then here I actually did a row of Trinity stitches. Let's see if it will focus on its own. Yeah, there we go. So I did do some Trinity stitches, and then for the next round I actually did single crochets, but I did spike stitches as well. I spike stitched down into I want it to focus a little bit more than it is. There we go. I did do spike stitches down in between each of the Trinity stitches, which Trinity stitches are like cluster stitches where you work in the stitch that you just made a Trinity stitch into. You basically start a single crochet, do half of it, go into the next stitch, do half of it, go into the next stitch, do half of it, and then you yarn over and pull through all three. And I love that stitch, so I kind of just throw it into everything. I thought it would make a cute border of like a sweater vibe, so I think it really worked. And then the reason I did is just single crochets with spike stitch single crochets was because there is little gaps in between Trinity stitches that, there we go. Sorry for the flailing around while my camera gets straightened out again. There are gaps in between Trinity stitches, and obviously with amigurumi you do not want there to be gaps or your polyfill will show through. So I had to basically just do that because the spike stitches covered up the little gaps in between them. But other than that, and I did add on a couple extra rounds to the pattern here just because of doing this. I added on a couple extra rounds where I was just like not increasing or decreasing. But other than that, and I did back loop onlys on this row to make it look like a like the edge of the sweater. But other than that, the body of the bunny is all from her pattern, and the ears are also from her pattern, except for that I made these little white panels to put on them with the same stuff that I used to make the tail, because I thought it would be cute to bring in that same yarn. I double stranded for this. I was using white yarn that has little pastel flecks in it, or tweed in it, however you want to call it. Double stranded with this really awesome yarn that I love. It's sparkly and fuzzy and discontinued, but I like to use it for gnome beards, and I thought it would make a cute fuzzy tail, and then I thought tie it in, doing it on the ears. So since I double stranded, I used a 5mm hook on that part. I used a 3.5mm hook on the rest of it with this is a worsted weight yarn, and the double stranding was also done with 2 worsted weight yarn, so I used a 5. Because of that, I actually didn't follow the pattern for the tail. Not a big deal at all. The tail is extremely simple. I just made my own ball, because if I had followed the pattern for the tail going from a 3.5 to a 5mm hook, I would have had like a giant tail. So I just did my own thing there. But other than that, this is all that pattern, and I love it. So I did do some brushing on it, and I did take clips, which I will insert here. So here is what I am looking like with my bunny. I've got 2 ears here with lots of long tail to sew them on with. I double stranded some like white yarn with like pastel tweed in it and some sparkly fuzzy yarn for the middle. And then I've got my bunny rabbit body done. And here's what the back looks like. I gave it a tail made out of the same type of yarn that I was just showing you guys. I did the center of the ears. I think it's so cute. So what I want to do is, before I put the ears on, I want to brush everything. I grabbed my pet brush. I bought this on Amazon, and I got it specifically for brushing yarn, so that's the only thing I use this for. But it is this one, in case you guys wanted to know. Wags and Wiggles. But I only use this for yarn, and I wanted to brush this out because something, like the whole time I was working on it, something just was not calling to me that this was a bunny. The whole time I was like, this just doesn't feel like a bunny to me. And I realized what it is that I feel like bunnies should be fuzzy in my mind, and this is like a not fuzzy yarn. So I'm gonna brush it and see about making my bunny fuzzy, and see how it comes out. All right, and here is my finished brushing. Really, really happy with that. I think it came out so cute. I think that's going to be nice and fuzzy for a bunny. Now I'm just going to finish putting everything together and putting a face on it, and then you will see it. So that is what it looked like before and after the brushing process. And then I actually did some embroidery for the face. I normally always do safety eyes or felt eyes. So this was very new for me. I have done a little bit of embroidery for faces, but not much. But I actually followed Cassandra's tutorial for doing embroidered eyes also. So this was kind of a Craftably Ever After like creation, because I used her eye tutorial and her Buddy Bunny pattern. I love the way these eyes came out. I think they are so, so cute. I'm so glad that I tried that out. And then also in the pattern for Buddy Bunny, she has like a picture of like the face. And so I kind of used that as inspiration on how I did the face, where I did the nose and the whiskers. And that's how it came together. So I brushed everything. I did embroidery for the face. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I needed to tell you guys. Stuffed it really firmly. Red Heart Super Saver. Retro Stripes is the yarn that I used. This was a yarn that Cynthia sent me in Happy Mail. It was just a ball of like a pink kind of fluffier yarn, and I do not know what yarn that is. And then, like I said, for this and these, it was basically yarn scraps. I once again had like very small amounts, so I wanted to use them, and this was sort of like a scrap yarn project, I guess. And then as far as the face goes, this was just yarn, active, I believe, from the Dollar Tree. This was yarn scraps. The blue in this is yarn scraps, and then the white is also that just yarn from the Dollar Tree. So the blue, it looks like black, but it's actually navy blue. Was a yarn scrap that I had very little of, so I wanted to use that. So very, very happy with how he came out, or she came out. What do we think? I'm thinking he, but it could be either. They. I think it's so cute. I love it. Thank you so much to Cassandra for her pattern. I love it so much. Definitely check her out. I don't know if you guys can see the pastel colored flecks in the tail. So cute. So that is my first Easter make of the year, of the month. Oh, I love it. I was like really scared to brush it, because usually when I brush things, it's like I'm brushing a beard or something like that for a gnome, and it's not as like high pressure as making an entire amigurumi and then brushing it. I was like, what if I start brushing it and I hate it? Like, what if it's not brushing well? Like, I've never brushed Retro Stripes yarn before. I'm not sure how it's gonna like brush out. But I'm very happy with how it came out, so I'm happy that I went out on that limb. I was kind of going out on quite a few limbs here, because I didn't know how the sweater was going to turn out. I didn't know how the brushing was going to turn out. I didn't know how the face was going to turn out. And anytime I attach ears onto anything, I'm always afraid that they're going to look really bad. So I'm honestly pretty happy with how it came out. So cute. Anyways, guys, that's what I've got to show you guys today. My first Easter make, and not my first bunny, but the first bunny I've made in quite a long time. Let me know what you guys are working on down below, and let me know what you guys think of the camera setup like this. Do we like it? Do we not like it? I feel like it got darker while I was filming. I don't feel like it was this dark originally. Anyways, it might have gotten darker outside. Let me know what you guys think of this angle. Don't mind my little bit of a mess. Like I said, I am working on getting things figured out in here. But if I'm going to use this camera angle, then it'll help me to know how I want to decorate my shelving in the back, because I'm going to start getting my stuff back up on here. I got a little bit of decoration going on right there. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you are taking care of yourself. I hope you're taking time for yourself Do something that you enjoy just for the sake of enjoyment, just for the sake of nourishing yourself. Something that's going to make you smile, something that's going to bring you peace. Like if it's exciting for you, if that's what you need right now, do something exciting. If you need something that you could just take a deep breath, calm down, maybe sit, have something warm to drink, maybe crochet or craft, pick up whatever project you've been working on or whatever book you've been reading. You know, do something that is just for you, not because you owe it to somebody else, not because you said you'd do it, not because someone else needs you to do it, but just for yourself. Just something for you. Make something for you, do something for you, just chill and do absolutely nothing for you if that's what you want to do. I hope you make that time every day. Try to make at least 5 minutes of that time, but you know, give yourself more than 5 minutes, guys. Not just 5 minutes. That's like the bare minimum, okay? I hope you're making that time for yourself. I will see you guys again real soon, and stay know me. Bye.